Welcome back to MyGM 2K25. I am your host, attackslug, and we have a veto card on the Go Home show for Money in the Bank, which means we are not allowed to book Bayley versus Alexa Bliss. And they're at 3, which really harshes that whole buzz. I mean, we could have them doing something on the Monday of next week in a steel cage, perhaps, but Bayley's stamina, iffy. But we know that we're going to have Roman Reigns and AJ Styles in that mid-card match on the actual show tomorrow, which means the main event of this show should be finally finishing our tag team rivalry, as the only one otherwise is at 4 that we can finish up on this show. So is anybody mad at ya boy? Not really. They're all kind of just, either happy or just okay. But we do need, hopefully, some additional roster members, and we'll see how things pan out with 100K in our current budget, with having to book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So that being out of the way, our tag teams main event this show, it will be the new champions, Tony D and Trick Williams versus Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, A-Town, Down Under, tag team titles on the line. Stamina doing good, golden on that, no worries, not mad about it. At level 3 to open the show, Seth freaking Rollins and Obafemi. They have okay stamina as well, so kudos for that. But then we got to get into the weeds a little bit here, because it's like, all right, we can book Drew and The Miz, and that's fine, but Miz has terrible stamina, it's not great. And we can book, what else? We have matches that are still unfilled here, and I don't know what to do. Not having Alexa and Bayley on this show does present some problems. Now, I could bring in 2 job girls to fight Alexa and Tatum, our tag team champions, and then even making it for the title, make sure that they retain those titles. But also, Pete Dunne got to fight somebody, I guess. I don't know. Look, we're at a loss on this. My most popular available cruiser is who? Alexa Bliss. What is the card you're offering for me, Mr. H's? A scouted card to whatever, talent scout. It's not. That card is not what I care about right now. As far as this goes, oh right, I promised Theory I interfere on his behalf, which means that tag team match is going to have some interference in it. So, hey, tag team match, interference, GM on behalf of Austin Theory, helping out my boy. 2,000 goal met on that. Confirm. That's an extra $2,000 in my pocket somehow, some way. I don't know. Look, confirm on our main event for that. We do have some problems. So, over in our power cards, I also have a Veto Star card, and I could use that for next show for the PLE, but considering how few people you book on the PLE, it kind of is whatever. So I'll wait until our next go-home show for that card, unless someone steals it, and that's a possibility in this thing. But talent scouts, who can I even get here? Heels. I need faces. I need a lot of faces, because, yeah. Broderick, the Bruiser, Dewey Carter, the Cruiser, Clarity Grimrose, the Specialist, and Whitney Quaid. Pete Dunne can fight any face, that's fine. But Fighter and Cruiser, I would like to at least have one Bruiser in that matchup. That's a face. Let's bring in Dewey for 1.7. Pete Dunne versus Dewey, because no one's going to care. It's fine. Whatever. And then I suppose Specialist for a week and Cruiser for a week. Our women's tag team titles are on the line here. So Paxley and Bliss are champions versus Clarity Grimrose and her partner Whitney Quaid. And it'll be for those tag team titles. But again, making sure that my team wins the match, because of course I would. Locked in on that. So at least there are 2 titles being defended on this show, because obviously I can't book Bayley, and I'm not going to book Roman and AJ. But AJ Styles, wait, when did Asuka get mad? When did Asuka get pissed at me? What happened with Asuka? What, why? What's your beef, Empress of Tomorrow? Why is your morale not great? Okay. AJ Styles cutting a charity promo. Lock that in. What if we turned Asuka face? It will cost $10K, but this roster is so heel heavy, we need it. So kudos on that. And otherwise, Roman out there saying, acknowledge me, doing his thing. It's fine. And then an empty spot here on our last promo section, which brings us to nearly 30 grand on the show cost out of our 93 in the overall budget. I hope and pray we make some back. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be not a great show, but I do have a commanding lead, so let's try that. So, confirm that booking. WCW going first, which is rare. So, Seth and Oba simulate, and it is indeed Seth freaking Rollins. It was good. 3 stars. Rivalry complete. Pete Dunne, Dewey Carter. Half a star. 1 maybe. Maybe. Pete Dunne with the win. 1.5 stars. I'll take 1.5 stars at this point. Roman Reigns, acknowledge him, +1. Now then, the mid-card. We play as Miss Clarity Grimrose and then lose immediately. Pin me, pay me, Job Squad. Well. For everyone who's been complaining that I have not had these titles be defended since episode 1, here we are, having them be defended very quickly and losing, hopefully just as quickly. 1, 2, 3. And still, 2 stars and mediocre. Asuka turns face, it was okay. Mid-card, Miz and Drew. If Miz gets hurt, he's done in like 2 weeks anyway, so I'm not that worried about the Miz, to be honest. But the King of State Style did lose, and Drew got the win. It was 3 stars, level 1 to level 2. AJ is okay. And your main event tag team titles with attackslug interfering on behalf of Austin Theory. Will they regain those tag team titles? Could it happen? Could it be? It is! A-Town Down Under, 3.5 stars, rivalry complete. NXT opens with those tag team titles. Bate, Loomis versus Ivar, and Big Bronson Reed. What do we get? It is Bate and Loomis. 3.5 stars. Mello gets +3, excellent. Mid-card tag team, Eric and Wolfgang. Wait, how do you have, hold on. I'm just noticing. How do you have the Viking Raiders on the same roster, but in different tag teams? What are you doing, HBK? Anyhow, Andrade has 38 stamina, which is not great for El Idolo. But, regardless, they won. And it was 2.5 stars. Jey Uso calling out Ivar, 1-2. Alba and Nikita in their rivalry. Standard match, it was Alba Fire. It is 3.5 stars. Great, complete on their rivalry. Extreme Rules. Zoe Stark and Maxine Dupri is going to be Zoe Stark gets the win. And it was 3.5 stars. Complete on their rivalry. Big time Becky Lynch with 32 stamina. Isla Dawn with 38 stamina. NXT Women's Championship. What say you? Big time? Complete 6 weeks. 4.5 stars. Lovely. Out for 6 weeks. And speaking of insane, Rhea 31 stamina Ripley versus Chelsea Green in the opening contest. It's gonna be Rhea with the win. Complete 4 stars and no injury. Let her rest. Nick Aldis. The call out from Big Baron Corbin, level 4 on their rivalry. Tag team. Oh, the return of Akira Tozawa. So, Briggs, Tozawa versus Noam Dar and Akam. What do we get? It is Briggs and Tozawa. It was 2.5 stars. The Pirate Princess gets +1. If Tozawa is back, why is he not teaming with Otis? Whatever. Otis, Tongaloa, and Randy Orton. Non-title, middle of the card, standard match, whatever. Randy Orton, world champion, winner, 3 stars. Solo with 34 stamina, Damian Priest. Bruiser, fighter, face, heel, that makes sense. Priest with the win. It was okay, 2.5 stars, new rivalry. And your main event, Falls Count Anywhere, Gigi and Piper, who both have good stamina. So, there's that at least. Piper with the win. Amazing 4 stars, finishing that rivalry. And finally, Monday Night Raw, Scarlett and Jade. Hopefully finishing their business on the show today. Scarlett with the win. 4 stars, level 2 to level 3. Natalya, yay, +1. Mid-card, Wendy Chu, the EST. And it is Bianca with the win, and it was 3.5 stars. Oro, your new champion, gets +1. Cody Rhodes and Andre Chase, who has low stamina, versus Rezar and Elton Prince. See, at least not having the AOP, because they're on different brands. But NXT has both the Raiders. Like, what are you doing? Anyhow, who wins this tag titles matchup? It is Rezar and Elton Prince. So, Elton Prince, 4 stars, 2 titles. Yes, boy. Javon and Cody are still somehow beefing. I don't get it. Eddie Thorpe, Karrion Kross, a former champion. It's going to be Karrion Kross with the win. It was 3.5 stars. And your main event, Duke Hudson and Omos with okay stamina. It's going to be the Giants, and it was 4 stars. Amazing. Good booking. Amazing booking. Amazing booking. Good booking. So, Raw and SmackDown knocking it out the park, whereas myself and NXT, not so much. I had some constraints there. It was what it was. It do what it does. We got 54,000 on a fan change, and we made 51. So at least the cash is rolling back in again, thankfully. So, NXT did 63, and they made 58. So if that was the case with them, then Raw and SmackDown are going to kill me on this show. Oh, boy. SmackDown does 60. Well, alright, sure. And SmackDown made 56. And Monday Night Raw did, yep. And they made, yep. Okay. Contract negotiation power card by doing a seasonal big break challenge, which means I could add 2 weeks to The Miz's contract. Also, injury rehab number 3, which reduces my lead to 57,323. Money in the bank. Triple H says use more call-out promos. Bro, I know. Chill. We're doing okay. Tony D wants the heads up on interfering on behalf of Austin Theory. My bad. You know, it is what it is. And yes, Theory says, yeah, man, good stuff. On a roll here in WCW. Which means tomorrow, Money in the Bank is the plan again. Fatal 4-way men's tag team TLC. So me and NXT versus Raw and SmackDown. And then mid-card. And then women's Fatal 4-way TLC. So that should be chaotic. But also, winning the match rewards. Immediately get 100K for that one and that one. That is certainly some incentive to win those matches tomorrow. But we'll see how it goes here on this show. I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos right here. I'll see you next time, and I'm out.